What's up, guys, and welcome back to House Flipper. If you're enjoying this series, make sure you leave a like on the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. In the last episode, we furnished, and I guess decorated, our kitchen and our living room at this new property, and they both turned out fantastic. So today we're going to be continuing our furnishing and decorating, moving on into the office, back over there, the garage, and last but not least, our main floor bathroom. But before we get to those rooms, I have a couple of minor changes that I really want to make, both in the living room and in the main entrance for this property. So I suppose we'll just start here. The most obvious thing, we're just lacking a lot of color. Everything right now is just painted all white, and I really want to change that. So the first thing I'm going to do is just get a nice fresh coat of paint on these walls.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Now that our paint has dried, we're going to sell off that gallon of paint right there. Bring this back away from the wall just a little bit. And I want to find the wainscoting again. I can't ever remember like what category it's under. Here we go. All right, so what I want to do is start with the corners. And we're just going to work our way around this room. Oh, you know what? We're probably, yeah, it looks like we're probably going to have to get rid of our existing trim work in here. But that's no big deal. What we're going to be replacing this Umika with will look even better. Or so I hope. Something that I didn't really think about until just now is what the wainscoting was going to look like around this big window right here. Obviously, we don't have any wainscoting pieces that fit perfectly underneath this windowsill. So it's just going to sort of have to stay open like that. But I don't think it looks terrible. It could be worse, right? It could always be worse. So the last thing we have to do now is just fill in these little corner pieces. And that, ladies and gents, is our new front entryway. Man, I wish I could fill that in with something. I tried a couple of different things, but nothing really matches that same wood texture that's on that wainscoting. So, anyways, moving right along here, we're going to make our way into the living room. In the previous episode, I know I had mentioned maybe adding a big window right behind these two chairs, and I think I'm going to do that after all. Let's try out the biggest window that they got. See if we can get this to work somehow. Wait, what's going on here? Oh, we've got a little bit of overlap. Hang on. Let me head out here. You can also see it already on the mini map up in the top right, but here in this corner we have a little bit of an overlap with the exterior walls. So it's not really going to let us place this one here. If we grab just a slightly smaller window though, I think it might work out. Let's try this one. I'll change the colors here in a second. We're getting there. We're getting there. A little bit smaller. I don't want it to be too small, though. Okay, this one works. And it looks like that's our lamp right there. So that is roughly the center of the room. Doesn't look too weird from the outside. That's another thing I was kind of worried about. I think that works. Let's head on inside. And we'll see what we think from in here. Oh, yeah, dude. Just touch up the paint a little bit, but we're going to be painting anyways. So I'm not going to be replacing that with white paint. We're actually going to put a little bit of color in here, though it is just going to be a simple gray beige. I want to see what that looks like. We're going to do a little test hit right there. I think that looks pretty good, especially with the white trim. Why are you still here? How long have those been left out, dude? I swear I deleted all that stuff before, but it's all right. So let's finish painting, and then we can get going on the rest of our furnishings. Now that we've added a window, it feels like it's missing something else. The paint looks good. The paint definitely helped a ton. But I'm going to try to hang up like some curtains or something right there. Excuse me? Dude, it's trying to put the curtains on the outside of the window. Maybe it's because we installed the window from the outside. So let me sell that off. We'll try to reinstall the window from the inside this time. Nope. It's broken. It is big broken. Hang on. There's one more thing that we could try, though, potentially. Installing these from the outside. Nah, it just It's just not gonna work. Okay, well, I guess that settles that. No curtains in the living room. I could, you know, waste some more time and try a few different other curtain options, but it's not worth it. It's just not worth it, you guys. So, starting off in the office then next. I think I want to do another green screen space. I just noticed that the ceiling isn't completely painted, so let me get a bucket of white here really quick, and we can just patch that on up. There we be. But yeah, I wanna maybe start with like a green screen, sort of a backdrop in here. We might end up changing the window. I don't know, dude. I'm so up in the air with this space. I'm just not really sure what I want to do in here just yet. Let's paint, since the door's over here, let's paint this wall like that lime green. The green screen green. It's actually called ripe pear for anyone that wants to try this out as well. I usually use like an object green screen that you can drop in. But we saw a house just recently with a painted green screen wall, and I really wanted to try that. So we'll just leave that up there. We might end up resorting back to our like object or furnishing green screen that we drop in, but I think that'll work. So next step then for the office is going to be a desk and a desk chair. Typically, I would choose to go with the L-shaped desk just because that's what I have. That's why you guys always see this one corner of my desk in every video. But I usually go with that. Personally, I would love to ditch the L-shaped desk and get something a little different. So for that reason, I'm gonna try to go with this. This is like one of those stand-up desks. They sort of have the motors in them. It seems a little small at first glance, but maybe it'll work out just fine. So I'm actually gonna place one down right there, one down there, and one down here, just so we can have proper spacing. That should give us plenty of room back behind here. We might even have to move it out a little bit further. That's just my VCR, my AC/DC, my DVD kicking in, all right? Don't worry about it. Now to armchairs, though. There's really only one good, like, gaming chair, and that's going to be the gaming chair Fez right here in all black. Now, before we add any more furnishings into this room, I really want to try to get our lighting dialed in. So that house that I mentioned where we first saw this green screen wall at, I believe it had like sconces that were pointed at the wall somehow for lighting. So I'm going to see if we can't recreate that. I want to say it was using these. It looks right. Question is, can we rotate them? Yes, we can. Okay, we could get this positioned perfectly. Let's try that first. Decent amount of light, actually. Seems pretty good. I always try to find like these big photography lights that I use, and they just don't exist. Nobody's really made them yet for the Steam Workshop. So we're gonna try this out. I think it'll work out okay. Again, I'm doing some weird stuff just to make sure I have the proper spacing and things. Also, I use the floor, like the lines in the floor, to make sure that they're the same distance away from the green screen wall right there. So this we can get rid of. That's just to make sure it's the right height. And all of those other ones we can get rid of. Now they should be almost perfectly in the middle of this wall vertically. And that, ladies and gents, is how you get pristine green screen lighting. That looks fan-freaking-tastic. And from here, oh man, it looks good. It looks good. Okay, now that we have the lighting taken care of, I think we should just add like a classic ceiling tete as well, just to add a little bit more light into the space. This one's gonna be centered on the room as best as I can get it, and then also centered on that window. Is that thing already on? I guess so. Okay. That added just the slight little bit of light that we were looking for. Now then, as for the rest of this space, my office is kind of like our hangout spot as well. It kind of has like a miniature living room almost built into it, right? So I think I'm gonna try to recreate that in here as well. Maybe have the TV up on this wall. I could just put a couch. You know what? I'm not going to worry about the living room portion just yet. The first thing we need to do is add in like the camera and whatever other things that we'll need, you know, for the office first. I'm pretty sure that I downloaded a camera. There's a couple there, but yeah, here we go. One on an actual tripod. That is perfect. This is definitely not even remotely close to the camera that I use. Mine is much smaller than that. But we can back this up. Place it right about there. It looks a little funny, just because it is so massive and has like a telescopic lens on it, but it's fine. It'll work. This might actually be the perfect monitor for this. I just have to scoot it back ever so slightly. Make sure we get the RGB turned on. But height-wise, it looks like the camera can still see over the top of it. Next things that we need are a computer, mouse pad, keyboard, mouse, you know, the usual stuff. It's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. From this angle, sitting down in the chair, it doesn't look like the camera can actually see over the monitor, so I might just scoot this a little bit closer. What about now? Ooh, we're getting there. The further forward I move that camera, the more I'm realizing that it doesn't really line up as good as I thought it did initially, but I'm not too worried about that. So that is our basic gaming PC setup thus far. I think now we're ready to start focusing on like the living room hangout portion of this space. I'm almost wondering if I shouldn't put like beanbag chairs or just something with a little bit smaller form factor in here, because truthfully we don't have a ton of space really left in this room. Like we definitely don't have enough room for a couch or even those two armchairs. So beanbags might be the move, but this is the general idea thus far. Alrighty, the beanbags are in. I had to do just a quick little walk around to make sure we still had plenty of room to actually access our desk. Speaking of the desk, I just remembered we need a microphone, dude. No shot we're using the on-camera microphone. That's never good enough. You know, I don't think I ever found a better microphone, like a better looking microphone than the in-game one. Oh wait, yes I did, a long time ago. I remember this one now. This is quite the setup, you guys. This is quite the setup. I was able to get that microphone to fit on the left side, just barely. I did have to back up the chair though. For some reason it wasn't letting me sit back down after placing in the mic. Last thing we need to do is just add a bit more decoration, and then of course get like some sound acoustic paneling up on the wall, and then I think we'll be done with the office.
2 very boring minutes later.
Alrighty, I think we're finally done with all the additional decorations in the office, so let me take you guys on a quick little tour. Let me start out by saying I am not an acoustics expert by any means. Wait, forgot to get rid of the suspicious face, my bad. So I'm not an acoustics expert. I'm fairly certain that you would only want these type of panels sort of where your voice or where the sound is going to be projected to. So truthfully, I don't think that this configuration is really helping us whatsoever, but it's a game after all. It is just a game. Over here, I have a big mirror up on the wall, literally just to fill space. I couldn't find anything else that I really liked to put up there. And then over here, instead of doing the Xbox controllers like we have out there, I'm just pretending that maybe we would move those if we needed to play Xbox. We'd just move them from here to here instead. Also, there's an Xbox in here. I don't remember if we... Oh, we did put a PlayStation in here. That's something. Then we have the Animal Crossing Switch, of course. A couple of Pokemon cards. It looks like we've got Pikachu, Blastoise, Charizard, and I can't ever remember that one. Venusaur? Venusaur? Fake fan, I guess. A couple of extra, like, camera gear, camera equipment things. The Lucky Cats, and the rug. If you're wondering about the rug, we've all seen this rug before. I'm just a big kid, okay? I like it. And we've got a little bit of decoration over there in the windowsill. Starbucks coffee cup there on the desk. But that is it for the office. So, moving on to the next room of the house, I think we'll tackle the garage, and then we can make our way into the bathroom last. The first thing that we need in the garage is going to be lights, and lots of them. Can't say I've ever done this before to get these like properly spaced out in here, but it's working out pretty dang well. So I'm gonna delete these ones here in the center. And then we might need to actually continue it a little bit. I just want to see how bright that is. Oh yeah, we definitely need more than that. Hopefully now we'll have plenty of light here in the garage. Get rid of those right there. Take a quick step back. That might actually be too many. I'm not so sure that I like that. Let's get rid of that one and this one. There we go. There we go. That is so much better. We just had a few too many of those before. Now then, the only other thing that we really need in the garage are a bunch of garage accessories, which we'll do at the very end of things, but I want to try to find a decent looking workbench. I don't think that actually exists, so we might have to get a little creative here. This could probably pass for a workbench. Let's try that. Ooh, that is short. I think that's meant to be a coffee table. Okay, scratch that. That's not the one. I think I might have used the Jello table here before. Yeah, that looks more like it. All right, so we're gonna put a workbench smack dab in the center of this thing. And then we can just sort of start adding our accessories on either side and then also on top of this. There's one more thing though. We need like the stereotypical garage shelving. Here we go. The bag tire rack. That's perfect. You know, it doesn't really take a lot of decoration to make a garage look like a garage. So let me take you guys on a very, very quick tour. You saw the shelf that we added, the workbench. We now have a vise as well. We've got a welder with the oxygen and acetylene tanks right there. Got a little tool organizer here hung up on the wall. An engine stand, engine picker, and then of course the little floor jack. But honestly, oh, and then a fire extinguisher. Honestly, that's about all you really need for a garage, again, to look like a garage. Now, if you've made it this far in the episode, you gotta let me know, in your home, where is your fire extinguisher located? I always put mine in House Flipper in the garage because IRL, that's where ours actually is. But let me know. I'm curious. Now, though, we get to move into the bathroom. So originally, when we first bought this property, this was like a laundry / bathroom. And to be honest, I think I'm gonna go ahead and recreate that. We definitely have plenty of space to add a washer and dryer in the master bathroom if we wanted to, or we probably could add one in here. But I just think it makes more sense to have something like that on the main floor. So let's get this door shut. That way we just have a little bit more room to work with. And we'll get started by placing down our installations first. The toilet's gonna go somewhere in this general vicinity. And then we have our washer installation. I made sure to leave plenty of space for our dryer as well. I know the dryer, for whatever reason, doesn't have an installation, just the washer. We've got our sink over there. And I think that is all we're gonna need for the main floor bathroom. Like, why would we need a shower or a bathtub down here? Is there still only one washing machine? Like, apart from these bottom two right here, those are from the Steam Workshop. But it looks like Old Reliable here is the only one available still. So that we will chuck in right there. And then let me grab our dryer next. Again, just to make sure that we're going to have plenty of space for that. We also have the Steam Workshop one down there. Let's grab this in a probably dark... Well, our washing machine is white. Let's just match that. But like, dude, they're different sizes. It just looks weird. We might be better off going with the Steam Workshop ones, because at least those match each other. You know what I'm saying? So this washing machine doesn't actually have to be installed into the installation. Like, you don't have to do the plumbing for it, but the installation does have to be present in order for it to be placed down. Whereas the dryer doesn't need an installation whatsoever, but it doesn't butt up against the wall nicely like the washing machine does. So we just can't win. Basically, we just can't win. So let's move on to the toilet. And those of you that have been watching for quite a while now would have probably guessed this. We're going with the mountable toilet flatty. Not fatty, though I've said it many times before. And just like that, it is ready for use. So with the toilet out of the way, let's try to grab a sink. We don't have a ton of space to work with over here, so I'm gonna try to get it up along the left wall here as close as we can, and we can do our plumbing. What do you guys think? Is it gonna leak? It kind of already leaked a little bit, but I don't think anything spilled out onto the floor just yet. Fingers crossed. This is one of the few that doesn't truly leak. Oh, look at that, dude. Well, we're not quite done yet. But yeah, I'm fairly certain no leaks. We're good to go. Okay, next then, let's get a mirror, a sconce, and then we might need a ceiling tete. Dude, this, for a main floor bathroom, this looking real dull in here. We might have to just paint the walls, or I don't know. We got to do something though. It's looking rough. The better lighting does help. It definitely helps, but it's still missing something. What about if we added this really wide board shiplap? Would that look better? Actually, yes. I am a fan of that, but I also kind of want to add some of that out here as well. Just on this wall, and then in the bathroom, I'll probably keep it contained to maybe just this one wall as well. We still need to paint in there too, so don't freak out. Okay, I kind of decided to extend it onto this wall as well, so if we're doing it out there, it really only makes sense to sort of match that in the bathroom also. I dig it. I dig it. I think that looks good, but it still needs a different color of paint on these two walls here. Even just a gray. Even just painting this gray would probably help. And that goes well with the tile too. The only thing that I don't like about this bathroom, I mean, apart from it being way too big for just only being a half bath with the washer and dryer, but I'm just not really liking this. I think I wanna turn that and maybe put the mirror and everything on that wall instead. That is much better looking. I don't know why, but it just seems so funny looking on this wall here. Also, we can move this back to where it was before. You might have also noticed that I did decide to change the sink cabinet. Just a little bit more color, a little bit darker color in here, but slowly, and I mean slowly, we are chipping away at this property. Little by little though, day by day, I'm really liking all the changes that we're making. Hopefully some of you are as well. But I think that is where we're gonna wind things down at for today. So once again, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.